Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. This one is something near and dear to me. This is belief in yourself. We are going to talk about some things in this podcast about the power of believing in yourself, pouring into others to believe in their self. And Amber, kick this one off with first topic you want to talk about.
Well, I think one of the main things that stood out to me in you, especially with the School of Hard Knocks video, is he immediately asked you, like, what helped you build your successful business? And he said, you said,
Instantly.
I've always believed in myself. And if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will believe in you. And when you believe in yourself, it's so much easier to lead other people confidently. I think you believed in yourself because you overcame hard things at a very, very young age. And I think there's a falsehood of you'll believe in yourself when you become successful. But it's the micro wins every single day that compound on one another. It's getting up when you say you're going to get up. It's working out if you say you're going to work out. It's making the 20 contacts if you're supposed to make 20 contacts today. It's showing up and working hard, when you're tired, when you feel defeated. It's going to the gym when you said you were going to the gym today. It's keeping the promises to yourself that you make, no matter how small or how big, that truly make you believe in yourself. You don't just believe in yourself when you make $100,000. You believe in yourself when you pick up the phone and make a call that was hard to make. And it wasn't that hard once you did it. But we have this narrative that we all live in. You can either live in fear or you can live in love. Belief in yourself is living in love. But when you live in fear and you let fear become the narrative of your mind, it keeps you from winning and it keeps you from doing the small things. And all of a sudden you don't believe in yourself and you don't have the confidence because you didn't keep the promises you made to yourself.
Sure.
And I think you had to wear a lot on your shoulders at a very, very young age. And those pressures that maybe you didn't feel like were serving you well in the time are actually the seeds that planted you to have so much self-belief in yourself. But you also had people around you saying, like, I believe in you, because they saw you. They saw you do the work. They saw you go from being a chubby boy to have a very good-looking body. They saw you sacrifice and work hard to provide for yourself. And those are things, you sometimes you can allow your childhood stuff to get in the way. We all can. But that's what made you have such a deep belief in yourself. And you have to be grateful for those things.
Well, when I got interviewed that day, and that literally on that particular question, I didn't even think about it. I mean, you can listen to it. I blurted it out instantly. I don't know if I ever had heard somebody say it like that. And I think that's why it resonated to 17, 18 million people.
Yeah.
Because there's so many bullshit courses. So I always tell somebody, they're like, hey, I'm looking at this $5,000 course. I've heard this before, I should say. And I'm not saying they're all bullshit. The problem is you can go through the course and do it all, but the power of belief within yourself is doing the reps of whatever the course tells you to do. I had talked to thousands of gym owners about gym equipment, and I had put in the reps. I had done so many Craigslist ads. I averaged 400 online at all times. It made me lose the hair on my head of staying up till 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning every night. Do you remember when I would just pray to get one phone call a week? And then all of a sudden I started getting 5 a day. Then it was 10 a day, then 20 a day. And we had at our old house, I don't know, 3 to 5 people a day coming to get ellipticals or treadmills. And it was that fueled the fire of more belief. Even as a young boy, I'll say this, not skipping leg day. People say, oh, I hate to train legs. I remember growing up after I'm 15 years old, competed the Alamance bodybuilding, won the Alamance bodybuilding as a teenager. I was more of a transformation than a bodybuilder. I did not look the way, but I went from the overweight young kid to the kid with a little muscle now, 100% natural. I looked okay. Next thing I know, I remember several people saying, oh man, but he'll never have legs. He's tall, because I had long legs. My leg day had become my favorite day, and my legs, my quads had become some of my best body parts. So all of a sudden, when I started putting the reps in day after day, I would train legs twice a week, quad and hamstring. Then I would do a hamstring glute day, calves 3, 4 days a week. I started seeing the results. I started believing within myself that it can happen. Then, damn, next thing you know, I look back at my old pictures. I used to have 32-inch quads on the off season. That was belief in myself that it could happen. If you don't feel the belief in yourself, if you train your girls, and I've heard you, that you're not making those 20 contacts a day, when you do go to list a house, are you going to be confident in that meeting if you're not used to talking to a customer? I can walk in right now to any room dressed. I put this tank top on purpose for this podcast because I want people to see we're talking about belief in yourself, and I'm most comfortable in my true self right here in a tank top
Than you are in the t-shirts.
than I am in the t-shirt.
I think the one most powerful thing that you've said multiple times, and I've believed this, is belief starts internally first before it externally happens.
I agree.
And this was something our coach said in a group coaching call this week. The strongest force in the human psychology is the need to stay aligned with what your internal self believes it is. And if I were to go back when I first started selling real estate, I moved to North Carolina, didn't know a single person, sold 0 houses my first year in real estate. The one thing that I said to myself every single day, it was on my vision board, it was on my affirmations, is I am the #1 real estate agent in Alamance County.
But who told you that?
You did, but I also was telling myself that.
No, I know, but who told?
You can have an external validation that you have the potential, but you have to believe it internally.
Did you believe it when I used to tell you?
I believe that I would work hard. I believe that I'd put in the reps, and I just had like an unwavering trust and faith internally.
You know how I
But if I
knew
did do
you were
that-
going to be the #1? Because we would work the nightclubs. We were starving.
Yeah.
Amber started bartending for me to make a couple $100 cash. It was using it basically for our groceries. She was basically living with me for free at that point. And she would do the open houses with no sleep every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever, all the phone calls, and still were working a bar till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, personal training, doing all these other businesses with no money in our pockets. And I knew if she just put in the reps, she was already good at what she does. She just needed people to find out about her. That's the power of people seeing it. Then they're going to approach you. I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, when people see you do the reps, they're going to start believing in you too.
And they want to work with you then.
Right.
And then you look and you show up different. One other thing that we said is you are not what you say you value. You are what your behavior says you value. And if you value yourself, your external life is going to show up like you value yourself. And if you value yourself, people treat you with a little bit more respect. They look at you as a place of authority, a place that has value. They're seeking the value you have within inside of you. But you have to believe, and you have to put in the reps, and you have to seek the knowledge, and you have to put yourself around other people. It doesn't just happen. If you want to grow yourself physically, you got to go to the gym and put in the reps. If you want to grow yourself in business, you got to study and learn the market, study the market, learn people, learn human behavior, and then you got to do the reps. I oftentimes see, and this is our strength, we are doers. There are people that paralyze themselves with the knowledge. That knowledge means nothing if you're not putting it into action.
I agree.
And I'm a huge believer, and you can go to college and you can get the knowledge, but if you don't implement it, you might as well have not even went to college.
Implementation is the most important part of the knowledge.
Yeah. And there's so many people that I think do vision boards and do goals, but then they don't put in the work that it takes to make those things come to life.
How many times have you had a real estate agent work for you? And let's just say, you're at the point in your career that you pass the love to a lot of the others. But let's just say it was Saturday at 4 p.m. and you had a 100% concrete buyer, and I know you have fired people for this. And every single weekend, they're at the beach, the lake, the this, the that, and they're not willing But then you'll go back 20 years ago and say, hey, honey, or man, whoever, I was the one that I didn't miss one of them calls, because that one time you miss it, they're writing an offer and they're no longer your client. So my point is to you, if you're not willing to step up and do the work, you can be the best real estate agent. But if you didn't show up because, oh, I'm sorry, I was going out to eat with my boyfriend, there's a time in life that you got to put in the work.
And you have to sacrifice.
Right.
And I think so many people nowadays are not willing to sacrifice. They want to walk in and be the top producer without putting in the effort. I had 4 years of my taxes being in the negative. You only fail when you give up. You have to keep going. I believed in myself so much, I kept going. I worked other jobs. I made like $800 a week sometimes. And at the time, my bills were $800 a week. But I still believed in myself, and I still kept going, and I put in the reps and I put in the effort. And I said, Lord, I'm planting good seeds. I know one day I'm going to reap an abundant harvest. I believed in it. He placed it on my heart. I spoke it over myself. Other people spoke it over me.
I think you were saying
like
$800
you.
a month.
Yeah.
That you made.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
a week.
No.
A month.
And you know, I now have such an unwavering confidence in myself because I've put in the reps. I've overcome the hard. I've went through the struggle. I've made it out on the other side. And my perception now is when a struggle comes, God's using it to grow me. And we oftentimes, people get into that victim mentality of a struggle comes and they allow it to ruin them. Honey, it's just life. You're going to have struggles. We all have struggles.
Everybody.
We live a very blessed life, but every day we have a struggle of some capacity.
I had 2 forklifts crap out on me first thing this morning.
I mean, every day.
My main guy is running to get a hydraulic line on one. That's not his job. I got another guy, mechanic, out there taking a forklift apart, and another guy running to O'Reilly's to try to grab. It's one thing every day.
So if you believe in yourself, one of the biggest factors of continuing to grow yourself is really the constant pursuit of your truth. I think where a lot of people fail is they believe in themselves and then they become successful and then they stop there.
That's it.
And then their ego grows or whatever. You have to remain so humble and so just in humility that you face your truths every single day of, Stephen, you're getting in the way of yourself. I know we both are believers in this. Maybe not everybody is. But if you're not growing, you're going backwards, especially in today's fast-paced world.
Well, so many people, how many very intelligent people have you met that they're good, but then they're crippled? They've got all the knowledge.
Yeah.
They have master's degrees, but they're crippled with anxiety or crippled with their own head that they can't implement all the knowledge that they know. Like Amber, we had another whole podcast on this. Very intelligent, 2 different degrees. Stephen, I'm not stupid, but no degrees, 2 totally opposites ends of the spectrum. And that's what I think is believing in yourself, is doing the reps, because I think sometimes so many people have all the knowledge, but then they haven't put in the reps. So then they're crippled with anxiety when they go speak because they haven't done it enough. They say it takes 10 to 20,000 hours of reps of anything to master it. Now, whatever the number, nobody knows. But I will say this. LeBron James, 3 o'clock in the morning at the basketball, shooting X amount of reps before the game. And they said sometimes after the game, if he had like a bad game, Steph Curry, all them, you think it just magically happens Steph Curry can hit a 3-pointer from almost anywhere, halfway down the court. If he throws it up, there's a 50, 60, 70% chance it's going in.
But he's put in the reps, but he's still putting in the reps. And I think that's where so many people go backwards, is they get to that pinnacle moment of success, and then they stop putting in the reps. One of the girls on the real estate team the other day asked me, well, how many contacts do you make a day? 10, because I'm hitting my goals. But there's some days I still make 20. And if you look at all my social media posts and my podcast and my emails I send out to people, I'm surpassing that per day. I may not get a 2-way conversation back to me, but the amount of love I put out over so many platforms, I'm reaching thousands of people every single day. I'm still putting in the reps and I'm still selling 100 plus houses a year and doing all the other things. You can never stop putting in the reps. And you can't just put them in one day. You got to put them in every day
And remember,
and breed consistency in your life.
talk about that, because we wake up every morning and we put a lot of thought and effort into our post.
Yeah.
That is us writing the post. That sometimes that might take me 15 minutes just to really write a heartfelt message every single day. And I don't think people realize sometimes that people think, oh, social media, YouTube is just so easy and there's just all these people doing it. There's still a lot of work to post and to do this and do that people don't realize. That can
And
consume
honestly,
10 minutes to an hour of your time in the morning.
especially if you're trying to stay aligned and stay authentic.
Yeah.
It's easy to do other things, but if you want to stay aligned and stay authentic, you have to take the time. It's 20 to 30 minutes a post. If you're pouring sometimes maybe 15 to 20. But if you're taking the time to write
That's
it.
if you already got the stuff.
That's already if you've got if you have the idea.
Right.
If you have the idea, it'll take you 15 to 20. If you got to come up with idea and create it, it's 30 minutes. But you got to keep this up here right. And there's 4 little things I wanted to cover with you today that talk about believing in yourself and keeping your mind right. You only need to focus on what you can control. You control your mind, and you can control the belief in yourself if you continue to put in the reps. You need to stay in gratitude. We are in a place right now where we're very, very resourceful. And when you become a person of value and resourcefulness, you have a deeper belief in yourself. Would you agree? It's like level 2 of believing in yourself. We now know that we have value inside of us. We're resourceful. That's why we're doing this podcast. Don't be stingy with your resourcefulness. Share it with the world. Number 3, you do need to focus on what you have right now while also continuing to keep your head up and continuing to do your reps of what are you trying to build. That keeps a belief in yourself. And then the last one is, you always have to continue doing activities. You can never just focus on the results you're getting. The results you're getting today are the result of activities that you did 60 to 90 days ago.
I agree.
You have to keep doing the activities. That keeps you believing in yourself. If we get in a funk, and it's why we don't take 7-day vacations, by the way, and we don't do the activities that we know that keep momentum going, our belief in ourselves and our confidence goes down a little bit.
We can
Would
be
you
anywhere
agree?
in the world. Do we not look at real estate a little?
Oh yeah, we look at real estate.
On vacation.
We still work.
What are we checking out? We're going to a gym.
We're going to a gym.
We can be anywhere in the world. Las Vegas, Miami. We got Mr. Olympia coming up next week. Where will we be?
Yeah.
At gyms.
Yeah. And talking to people about real estate and gyms.
People will think, oh, we're going on vacation. Will we sleep?
No.
This will be
Next
full
week
blown.
is hard.
But at the end of the day, I love it. It fulfills me.
It's what gives you energy and what gives you
Right.
passion, and you're around like-minded people. You can share ideas.
And people can feel that energy.
But it can also empower you to be like, I am valuable.
Absolutely.
And I am knowledgeable.
But it's,
And I should
I
believe
want
in
to touch on
myself
that,
more.
Amber, is what you said, because I don't feel like that we've ever tried to be, and you taught me a lot of this, stingy.
No.
So many people hoard the information. I got a lot of hate at first when I started putting out what I considered common sense on social media. Put a monitor of video cameras when you first walk in. It will stop people from sneaking in your gym when they know they're on camera. I remember getting a inbox saying, dude, what are you putting out all the secrets for? What? I'm like, what I realized was the more I put out of goodness, the more people was attracted to me. Don't be stingy. There is plenty of business going. I help everyone local in the gym business, local to me. We are not competition. There is plenty of asses for each seat. There's a McDonald's on every corner with a Wendy's right beside of it. There's O'Reilly AutoZone and Advanced, literally right here, Walgreens and CVS. There is a reason, guys. We can't fulfill them all. Amber can't serve everybody in real estate. I can't sell everybody in gym equipment. I want my competition to win too. Hey, as long as I'm busy, I hope everybody's making money and busy. If Amber's busy, I know she wants every one of her girls. She don't care for girls to pass her. That means she put the seeds in them.
Would.
That means she put the seeds in them.
Yeah.
I always say this, when one of our people, let's take Bryce, and Bryce got the big house and the nice truck. There's nobody more happy than me.
There's no better feeling in this world, empowering and believing in somebody else, and then seeing them believe in themselves and put it into action and watching all their dreams come true. That's like an emotional deposit into your bank account that will like, it brings me to tears just saying it out loud. Cause like, that's ultimately why we do what we do, is because we want people to live the level of life that we're living and overcome their hardships and live the life that they dreamed of. But you got to believe in yourself.
Sure.
And you always are watching you, and you need to be performing in a way every day that makes yourself proud. That's what builds belief in yourself.
Sure.
When you stay true to the commitments that you made to yourself, that makes you believe in yourself more. But it also makes other people believe in you. And this is a just simple, adorable, pure little story. But Manny, this is his first year in football. I mean, I don't care how old you are. Go put pads on in 90-degree weather and run at another human being at 10 miles an hour, and don't be scared, right? That takes a belief in yourself.
Absolutely.
That you can do it, that you're okay if you get hurt.
And I could teach him all he wanted before, but when he saw it in action, it's different. Because I played my whole life.
There's an energy that's out on that field that can either intimidate you.
When a kid's double your size, you can be a little intimidating.
Anybody could.
Anybody.
But look at the world we live in. When somebody has double the Instagram followers, we can be intimidated by that person.
Absolutely.
That does not diminish your value.
Right.
But we think it does. Right. We stack our likes and all the things up against theirs. That doesn't diminish your value. So we told Manny, work hard, prove to the coach that you want to play, put in the effort, put in the reps. You can do whatever you want to do.
Well, hang on. Let's date back. Our son did not even tell us he wanted to play football.
No, this is year one.
Our son played baseball, and some of the kids, they had a little pool party after the season, and our son went to the pool party to get his little trophy, and they were going to football camp. And the boys was like, hey, Manny, so my son comes home, and he's like, Daddy, I'm going to football camp. For 7 years, I've asked his little ass, Manny, you don't want to play football? Because we won the state championship my junior year. So I played my whole life. And
Manny's a big kid.
Yeah,
like he's not going to be small. He's got a lot. He's strong. I mean, he's already been lifting up like 40-pound
Amber,
bags
he is
of
my
salt.
son.
He's lifted.
Let's get real here.
I know he is. But so, anyways, he went out on the field. He got to play first team offense, and he's really good at blocking people. Like he'll block them till the whistle sounds.
And he's not the fastest kid.
No, he's not the fastest. But he wasn't starting defense. And that bothered him. He was like on the edge of the field at the coach, like chomping at the bit, like, I want to play. I want to play. I want to play.
He's got more energy than probably anybody out there.
The whole team combined.
Yeah. I mean, he's just the Energizer Bunny. He's been that way. He never take naps.
Energy and passion. Yeah. Combined in one.
Me and a little body.
He's little Steven.
Yeah.
So he voiced that to us. And we both said to him,
you got to earn it.
If you want to be on first team defense, you got to put in the work. You got to prove to the coaches. You got to go to the coaches and say, hey, I want to play first team defense. What do I need to do? You got to prove yourself. Well, last week after practice and the game got rained out this week.
Hey, hang on. When me and Dad showed up to the game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They started with what's called fifth string defense. And that's what Manny was on. It's fifth quarter. It's basically like the second string. And so I watched Manny come off that line, and he tackled that person in the backfield, and he knocked the crap out of them.
3 or 4 times. He was like going after them like he was playing basketball and just stripped the ball from him.
I mean, yeah.
Like 3 times in a row.
I mean, he made me so proud. And so obviously he's going to get everyone's attention.
Yep.
And so then go ahead.
So then this week at practice, I noticed that like when they were practicing, he was starting offense and defense. And I was like, yes. And then he came off the field and he's like, Mommy, I get to play first team defense this week. And like in that moment, I was like, oh, like this little kid has overcome something, and he believed in himself, and he put in the effort, and that's a win. But it's like, if we as adults lived with that same amount of hunger and drive and ambition, and we had other people see it, as a leader, when I have people come in hungry, when I have people come in that show me that like, hey coach, put me in the game, I want to play. And when they put in the reps, I would stay here 24/7 pouring into them, because that is what so many people lack. And you can't, as a leader, as a parent,
can't make them do it.
You can't make them have that in them. It's either there or not. The thing I want to tell everybody is each one of you have that within yourself.
Absolutely.
You just have to learn to tap into it. And the way to tap into it is make commitments and stick to it.
And do it hard.
And prove to yourself that you can overcome the hard. And when you overcome the hard, your confidence and your belief in yourself just continues to grow. And you're never going to reach a plateau. And if you do, you're going to go backwards. You have to look to like, what's that next level I need to push myself in?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the level of life we're at now. We hit a plateau for a few years. We had kids. We were just busy being busy. But we said we want to be purposeful. We know we're resourceful. We want to put ourselves out there. And like the first podcast was hard.
Mm-hmm.
Our first videos were hard. But the more we've done them, we believe in ourselves more, and we have a different level of energy.
Yeah,
we've put in the reps, and now it's like, I want to do this more, but I want to go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it with more attention. I want to be more authentic. I want to dive into harder topics.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have guests. Like, you can continue to grow yourself. And as you grow yourself and you keep those promises to yourself, the belief is a byproduct of it.
I'll close with this little story. So my last competition was 2012, and I had planned on getting married in 2015, and a lot of shit had happened during that time period. And I had planned on competing, if you remember, Amber, right before we were going to get married.
Yeah.
Stupid idea, but I wasn't thinking. I just wanted to be in the best shape of my life for our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I got in decent shape.
Yeah.
I wasn't in bad shape, but probably 6 weeks out, like I've never not committed to a show. I didn't commit to a show because I knew I had a lot going on. And I was like, you know what? With dinners and stuff like that, it wasn't a good time to do it.
No.
So chose not to do it. I did not know 2012 was going to be my last competition ever. Like looking back, here we are 13 years later. So anyways, didn't compete 2015. Didn't really think, had kids 2018, had knee replacement 2019. You talk about it, it'll choke me up. Because after I had surgery, I got photos on my phone. Like I looked at my legs and they were my right one was 25 inches. I used to walk around 32-inch quads. So if you remember it, I mean, it looked like I was deformed.
Well, you have muscle atrophy anytime you have a surgery like that. And
I know, but it looked
your
terrible.
legs have always been beautiful. But I remember like us staring and looking at your legs, and I was like, I didn't want to be dramatic, but I was like, it looks half the size of the other one.
2 to 3 weeks later, like
gone.
Both legs were gone from not, and this is what I'm talking. Only reason I'm even telling the story because it's like embarrassing. Is it's called putting in the reps.
Yeah.
When you don't put in the reps, even for 2-3 weeks, I couldn't hardly walk. You lose it.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, what ended up happening, I start walking. We made this trip to New York. This is weeks later. I'll never forget as long as I live. I'm walking to a Broadway play in these like loafer style shoes. We're dressed up, not crazy dressed up. And I'll never forget, I hit a pothole. And I hit this pothole and like my whole body felt like you hit me with a baseball bat from my toes to my head. And when that happened, I stood there. And if you remember, I said, Amber, I can't move. And she said, what do you mean? And it was like, when that happened, I literally, my knee the next day started swelling up, if you remember. I came back from New York and I was in a lot of pain. And I thought I was on the up and up till that point.
But you went back to like the walker.
We went back to the doctor and he called it something within the screws, remember? I can't remember exactly what. So long story short, because that happened to me in New York, when I started, I mean, it was months of recovery and doing little things. I was scared to death to put one plate on the leg press. So you take this guy who's been lifting his whole life, he's in the health and fitness business. He's doing all these things. And now my core had gotten weak because I can't do the squats. I can't train the way I want to train. I'm depressed about the way my body looks, my legs, all the things. And so what ended up happening, I had to kind of get over this fear and I needed to start putting back in the reps. And so I had to humble myself. It started slow. One plate that turned to 2 plates, that turned to 3 plates. Now,
and also be smart.
Super smart, nothing crazy. Started putting the food back in. And here we are, 5-ish years after knee replacement. Will my legs ever be the same? Probably not. But they're pretty damn close.
Yeah. I don't think anybody would look at you now and say, there's an abnormal, whatever that word is.
And I still train hard. I walk around 40, 50 pounds smaller than I used to walk around. So they're never going to be that size again. But now they're a lot more defined. And at the end of the day, I just want to say, you got to put in the reps because if you stop, putting the reps in, you lose what you gained or what you learned, and you become rusty.
But muscle has memory.
Yeah, but I guarantee, Amber, pull us offline for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
And have us come do a podcast again.
Yeah.
We would not be as confident. We wouldn't be as polished. We would be nervous. Our anxiety would set in that we hadn't done it in a long time. And that's where it's called putting in the belief in yourself. I had to find, the reason I say that about my leg, I had to find that belief in me again.
Yeah.
That I could. Like,
you could overcome it and do it again.
You're 22, 23, you're fearless. I would take a motorcycle 180 mile an hour down the highway, fearless. I had those children. I'm like, oh shit, I better not do that no more. You start getting that fear in. You have an injury, you have that fear. You get, as a young real estate agent, you get shut down by 20 people in a row. You better keep calling 21, 22, 23, because that fear sets in, and they're like, how many people have come to you and then they work for a little bit and then they completely change careers?
Fear paralyzes people. Failure paralyzes people. But I want you to know the most successful people in life fail more than they succeed.
Absolutely.
And that's the belief in yourself, that you have to continue to believe that you're going to win. You fail by not doing.
Did you ever see the statistics on Michael Jordan?
Oh, yeah.
So if y'all can Google this, it'll be a statistic that he won X amount of championship, made X amount of game winners, X amount. But then there's another statistic that he missed more
more shots than he ever took.
More shots than he ever took. He lost X amount of games.
He didn't even make the basketball team in high school.
All these things that no one talks about, but he continued to put in the reps. He continued to make people see him to become, there's probably not ever going to be another Michael Jordan that was loved, he was all of our childhood heroes in that time period.
I think Kobe came close to him.
Absolutely, I do too.
But I think some of it was just because Kobe passed away.
Sure.
I don't think we idolized Kobe as much as we would have if he was still living.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that was just sadness that a legend that we probably didn't appreciate as much passed away. I think when LeBron stops playing basketball, I think people may start to love him a little bit more.
He's definitely the Michael Jordan of today's era, but he's loved and hated.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they all are. If you watch the documentary on Jordan, the players hated Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
He taught shit the whole game. Yeah. He let you know he was going to headhunt you that day or make your life hell on that court.
Why?
Because I'm the man.
Because he believed in himself.
He believed. and
we believed in him too.
and I'll always joke with I've joked with local businesses before. That's like, hey, Steven, if somebody said theoretically, hey, I'm going to build a gym next to yours, I'm like, good luck. You about to make me level up my shit. I'm about to go crazy on your ass. Yeah. Not because it's not because I don't want you to succeed. I do want you to succeed, but you're pushing me to a higher level. Let someone next year beat you in numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Not because of the money.
No.
On sheer principle.
Yep.
You're going to light up a fire.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's healthy.
Absolutely.
Healthy competition is healthy.
Competition is good. So anyways, to close out this podcast, always believe in yourself. Always do the work, do the reps. Is there anything, Amber, that you want to close with?
No, I think the belief in yourself just continues to come when you get up every day and you do what you say you're going to do to yourself. I sold a house for this lady who was 103 years old, and just looking at the big perspective of belief in yourself, she said, I'll live as long as I want to if I get up every day and I get dressed and I put my makeup on. And that small belief and small rep that she did every day kept her living to 103 years old. She cooked Thanksgiving dinner till she was like 101 years old. But it's that small of a thing that will truly make belief inside of you magnify as long as you want it to. So
I would agree. So if you like this podcast, please like and subscribe. To me, this one was a great episode just to show you the type of people we are, the belief we have in ourselves, and the belief we want to give you guys, the viewers, to show you that anything and everything is possible. So like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.